Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Black Belt Breakdown. My name's Jason, aka Jason Your Face, actor, artist, and black belt. So, I've had the Budo Brothers Alloy Kobo Crusher Keychain for several months now, and I wanted to give a proper review of it. In my last video, I basically did an unboxing, but let's talk about everyday use, everyday carry with this. Here's all my keys. That's a lot of keys. Look at that. That's a mess. Anyways, let's talk about the pros and the cons right away. So in the last video, I will repeat sort of what I talked about there. I really like how lightweight this is. I love how solid it is. It's got a great grip because of these indentations. They are these rubberized O-rings around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 O-rings around here really add more comfort and gripability. Love that both ends have these little pointy deals. And yeah, it's got this key ring so you can have your keys attached to it and you'll never leave home without it. Okay, let's go over some cons real quick. As you can see here, there is some wear and tear. The black paint is coming off on the edges here and here. It's not a huge issue. I simply want to point it out in case you're wondering. It's merely cosmetic, doesn't affect the functionality of the tool. And it's probably most likely because my keys are banging up against this in my pocket. I know on this side it's probably because I carry a knife too, and it's probably bumping up against my knife. I've also dropped it a few times because, hey, I'm human. All right, the other con is this. Now, it's a pro and a con. The pro is that it has a key ring, like I mentioned earlier, and that, you can attach it to something like your keys, and you can use this as a flail, right? But also just so that you don't leave home without it, right? However, this key ring is also a con in that when I've practiced and trained with this on the heavy bag, especially in ice pick grip, look at what's happening. All those keys, and especially this car fob, is banging up against my wrist. Well, when you go ham on your heavy bag, it's more vicious than this, and it's banging your knuckles, it's banging your fingernails, and it's like hitting your wrist. It freaking hurts after a while. So I know, like, in a confrontation, you're going to have adrenaline going and everything. You're not going to feel that. But eventually you're going to feel that when the adrenaline comes down. So, would you rather be alive? Of course, of course. I'm simply pointing out that, yeah, if you have a ton of keys on you, like I do, and some of you might have more than that, this kind of motion, man, that's going to get old after a while. Just saying. All right. But I keep it on there because, I don't want to have the stick in there by itself and the keys. That's just too much rattling around in my pocket. And plus I got a knife and it's like, what are you doing here? Is that a Kobo in your pocket or are you just excited to see me? So the other con, it is kind of tedious and challenging to deploy this. It's usually deep in your pocket and you're going to fumble around with it. There's just no getting around it. It's not clipped to your pocket like a blade. Like a folder. So you got to reach in your pocket and fumble around for this thing, or say you've got a backpack, a fanny pack, or what do they call them? Crossbody bags now. A purse, whatever. And you got to get this out fast, right? It's not coming out of your pocket fast. I've practiced that. So the thing is with a close range weapon like this, or any weapon really, deployment speed is crucial. So I would just have this out. If I'm already going out and about and I'm in transitional spaces, going from a store to my car or going into a parking structure, especially a parking structure, or, those stairwells, have it in your hand already. That way you're not fussing around, trying to get it out of your pocket, trying to get it out of your purse. Have it in your hand. And they tell you that about other weapons as well. So, just make sure you've got it out already. You gotta get to your car anyway, for example, just an example. So you might as well have it in your hand. That way, there's no delay, right? So yeah, just know that this thing's going to sit in your pocket pretty deep, and you know, it's going to be tough to deploy on the spot. Now, some of you dudes out there are probably big, like 6 foot something, big ass catcher's mitt hands. I don't know how this is gonna fit in your hand. You're gonna have to check the website for the measurements. Let me see. I got a ruler here, actually. Yeah, it's approximately 6 inches. All right. So, you know, measure your hand. I don't know. I'm good right here with that grip. You know, I've got both ends exposed. If you got some big ass mitts, I don't know. It's probably gonna be, you know, sitting in there like you're gonna have it like covered up this much, maybe. I don't know. You know, but adjust to what works for you. You know, and hopefully you've got a little bit of that exposed, and you can make this work. You know what it means when you got big ass hands, right? To cover up most of the Kobo. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you're thinking about picking one of these up. They have some other Kobos on their website without a keyring. They're a little bit fancier, a little bit pricier, but, you know, check them out if that's your thing. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay safe, be kind out there, and we'll see you in the next one.